What's going on, everyone? LeBron James and Anthony Davis's time with the Los Angeles Lakers is vastly approaching its end, right? You got at least one more year with them, but there's a lot of talks and conflicting reports about Anthony Davis and his potential contract extension. Some reports are saying that the Lakers are going to work on that this offseason. Some reports are saying that they're going to wait. LeBron James, he's under contract for another year, but he could opt out after the next season. And I've talked about how, hey, like, do you go all in? Do you rebuild? Do you try to get ahead of them, potentially leaving and departing? And so, you trade both of them and get that done. And that's always a real possibility. But the Lakers were just in the Western Conference Finals. You have LeBron James. You have Anthony Davis. The right answer would be to go all in. Push your chips to the table. Go all in and try to get as much talent and as good of a roster as you can with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was the best defense player in the league this year. He led the league in 30 and 15 games, even 35 and 15 games. So he was great. Of course, injury history and concerns are a big thing for him. LeBron James, he still was a top 5, top 10 at worst player all season. Even after the foot injury, he was still really good. He's very likely going to have surgery in the offseason, so he should be able to get right on track, which would be nice, which would be good. You got 2 top 10 guys on your roster. You were just in the Western Conference Finals with a team that was Mickey Mouse together, that didn't even play 20 games together before they got into the playoffs. It feels like give a full training camp, a full offseason, a full preseason, and then a full NBA season. The Lakers could be right back in the NBA Finals and potentially winning. So with that, obviously the Lakers have the 17th pick and the 47th pick in the draft. The Lakers have done an amazing job with drafting second round guys as well as undrafted guys. The scouting and development department, top notch. Whatever the Lakers decide to do and end up drafting, I have undying faith in them because they've proven year after year after year of like, oh wow, they know what they're doing. They are really good at scouting talent. And so I expect the Lakers to do their due diligence and continue to do the due diligence as they are right now, right? They are working guys out. They're in the process of trying to go and draft for the 17th pick. Reports have even came out that the Lakers are very unlikely to trade the 17th pick, which, I mean, makes sense, right? You go get another young guy and, because again, you have LeBron James and Anthony Davis, very likely a couple years left. Even if Anthony Davis stays, you'd have Anthony Davis and then LeBron James would be gone. So, you'd like to have some young talent that maybe could develop and potentially one of them could end up being a star. Maybe at 17, you draft the next star. You draft the next, Devin Booker type player or something like that. And you're like, whoa, okay, here we go. We got that quality guy, right? We got our other star and kind of homegrown these guys. I mean, if you look at, teams like Denver and Golden State and their dynasty, they've really homegrown and developed and drafted well and stuck with guys over the years. And they now are, Denver is 3 games away from winning an NBA championship, their first NBA championship. But again, you have a limited window with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, 2 top 10 guys. You were just in the Western Conference Finals. It feels like if you were ever going to push your chips and go all in, now's the time. And so it makes the most sense for the Lakers to trade the 17th pick. You take the 17th pick, you take whatever pieces you can, and you go get a quality package in return. Even if you do that, you have a nice core. Like, can you take Malik Beasley, Mo Bamba, Shaquille Harrison? That basically gets you to 30, 32 million in salary that you could take on. You have the 2029 pick. You have like 4 or 5 tradable second round picks. You have the 17th pick. Package all that together and see what you can get. I mean, can you go get a Damian Lillard? Can you go get a Trae Young? Or even if you don't, can you just go get some other quality guy? Can you go get a Buddy Hield and Miles Turner? Imagine having these guys and you also have like a Miles Turner or a Buddy Hield to that, or both. You have Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell. Even as much as people don't like D'Lo right now, and as much as he disappeared in that Denver Nuggets series, he still saved the Lakers season. He still had some brilliant moments in the playoffs. During the regular season, he shot 50% from the field and 42% from three. And that was, again, he only played like 10 games with the Lakers during that time because he was injured and dealing with stuff. And stuff. So how does he look when you have a full offseason, a full training camp, a full preseason, building chemistry, understanding, right? Like you saw many times where the lack of chemistry and communication. D'Lo would go to make a pass and a guy wasn't there because, he thought he was cutting. Like all that stuff gets learned and you develop that understanding as time goes on, as you get to know each other, right? I mean, look at Denver, for example, right? They've been together so long, they know where each other are before it even happens. Jokic is throwing passes in a corner and no one's there, and then all of a sudden a guy's there and the ball lands perfectly, because he knows, okay, when I'm here, someone's going to be there, or vice versa. Those are all things that develop over time. And so I do believe you have a good enough core to be right back into the Western Conference Finals and get 10. All the teams in the West are all going to be the same unless something crazy happens, right? Unless Joel Embiid gets traded to the Warriors or the Suns or something like that. All of these teams are going to be the same exact teams. And the Lakers, the only team so far that has been better than them is Denver. And even all of those games were very close. I mean, 3 of the 4 games were decided by less than 20 points total. Total. Right? The Lakers easily could have won that series 4-0 like Denver did. If you just had a couple things go differently. If, D'Lo showed up more, or Schroeder showed up more, or whatever, or both of them showed up more. So I don't think the Lakers are that far off. I don't think it's that bizarre to think, even if the Lakers don't do anything, they could be in the Western Conference Finals. So if you're the Lakers and you have that same belief as I do, I think you trade that 17th pick. I think you take that, you package that together, and you ship that out, and you go and trade whatever other assets you can. I mean, keep your core guys. Keep Reeves, keep Rui, keep LeBron AD, Jared Vanderbilt, Max Christie. I really think Max Christie kind of steps into his own. But, you keep all those guys. You end up, if you trade D'Lo, fine, whatever, depending on what you get in return. But you make some moves, and you trade that 17th pick, and you go and you get that other piece or two that puts you over the top. Again, I don't think the Lakers need much. 3-point shooting would be nice, right? If the Lakers could get a Buddy Hield, that would be great, right? I would love that, but one 3-point shooter isn't going to change the Lakers' shooting woes. So I would rather them just go get a scorer, right? Can you just go get a scorer? Charlotte, right? Charlotte needs to move off of Rozier, and they got to figure out because they're probably going to draft Brandon Miller. So do they end up paying Bridges? Can you work out a deal to where maybe you get Bridges or a PJ Washington, right? A more proven guy that can come in and give you some quality minutes. I don't know. Again, just kind of throwing things that pop into my head at the time. But I think the Lakers, I think it makes a lot of sense from an organizational standpoint. Go all in. You're the Lakers, right? You have 17 banners. You have that for a reason because you were never afraid to go all in. When you were right there, you made the move. You went and got the Pau Gasol, right, to go and win some more championships, right? You went and got the Shaquille O'Neal, whatever, right? You went and, put a quality team together and Anthony Davis, right? All of those things. That's what I want to see the Lakers do. Look, if you can't find a deal, then, don't trade. You don't just trade just to make a trade. I'm not saying just, whatever, get whatever you can for the 17th. No, there's nothing that really makes sense and there's no real good deals on the table, then sure, draft the 17th pick. Hopefully you get somebody good. Maybe you end up hitting and you get somebody that can contribute right away, right? You don't need somebody that's great, just somebody that can come in, give you some quality minutes throughout the course of the season. That would be great, right? Like, I just think if you're Genie, if you're Rob Pelinka, especially, I mean, LeBron James, I'm sure is expressing himself, with all the Kyrie rumors and stuff. Can you go get Kyrie and keep D'Lo, right? The Mavs don't want D'Lo. All right, take Beasley, Mo Bamba, and Shaquille Harrison. Trade your first. There you go, right? Like, can you get a piece or two that you can look at and go, okay, that makes us that's it. Now we're arguably the best team in the league, because again, the Lakers were a couple bounces away from potentially being in the NBA Finals right now against the Miami Heat. I just think if you're the Lakers and you have this window, capitalize on the window. Don't let the window close when you have a real chance. Because even if you push your chips to the table and you bust, like, nobody's gonna knock you for that. Nobody's gonna be like, Lakers are stupid. Like, no, like, that's what you're supposed to do. That's the job. Like I've even said, like, when it comes to, teams like the Brooklyn Nets. Like, Brooklyn turned out to be a disaster, right? With the Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving debacle. But nobody knocks them for doing that. No one knocks them for trying, because that's what you're supposed to do. There's not a team in the league that wouldn't have taken Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, right? Like, so you did the right thing. It just didn't work out. The problem with Brooklyn is they just moved on too late. The damage was already done. But if I'm the Lakers, I think you push chips to the table. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think, yeah, do that? Do you think, no, don't do that? How do you feel? Love to hear it. Let me know.